Thank you for being here. This channel is heartful. Heartful is a word that I made up that's sort of like being mindful, but from a heart-centered place. And today, what we're going to talk about is a heartful approach to peace. So, how to find peace in these chaotic times. And number two, also to help with that helplessness that you're feeling, how you can contribute to peace of others in the world at this time. Basically, right now, there's an intensification of everything. There's going to be an intensification in your own life of the things that weren't aligned. They're going to feel getting chaotic, blowing up in your relationships, work, situations, circumstances around you, and we can see it in the world getting a little bit crazy. So, how to feel peace in these times. So first we have to look at, in our whole lives, we've been taught that your state of being, your happiness, your peace, your calm, your anything is on the outside, right? So you've been taught since you were little that when everything is good outside of you, the circumstances around you are happy and peaceful and good, you feel good. That you go strive for all the external things to feel those things. And when you see those things in the outside world, then you feel good. But actually, life is the other way around. So in these times when everything is chaotic in your world and the outside world, where is it that you go to find peace and calm? Because you're not going to find it in your life, and you're certainly not going to find it when you turn on the news and turn on radio or whatever you're listening to. You're not going to find it. You're also not going to find internal peace on social media, whether they're showing wars or not. It's just consume this is broken. They make sure that they get your pain points to try and sell you something, right? Basically, you're broken and you need these things. So the only option that we have at this time to feel peaceful is to go within. And I know what you're going to say. It's almost like a catchphrase, like everything you're searching for is within yourself. And like, what does that actually mean? So I'm going to break it down. But first, before I break down why it's so important, I just wanted to give you a little visual of what I'm talking about in these times and why you have no choice but to do this. So I just wanted to give you a visual. So basically, in these times, it's kind of like a storm, and we're going to use a hurricane, okay? So a hurricane is brewing. Strong gusts taking out everything in its path, okay? Right? So this is the hurricane. In every hurricane, there's the eye of the storm, a calm center. The eye. This is where we need to go. So if you can be the eye of the storm in the middle of itself, I can see it. I can see the hurricane, okay? But what I'm doing is I'm finding my calm center and observing the storm around me. So this is almost like the detachment where peace comes from. And I'll show you how to get there. But that's basically what I wanted to show you. So you're not ignorant. You're not putting your head in the sand. You can see what's going on. It's just you're not thrown into it. You're not reacting. You're choosing to respond a certain way. Okay? Another way to look at it is a feather being taken all over the place in a storm, and there's no tether. You feel like right now, anywhere you look, it's just crazy, and you're just waiting for something outside to change so that you can feel calm. So the feather doesn't know where it's going. It's being taken by wild winds. I'm choosing to be a lighthouse in a storm. It's a choice. When you find that your mental, emotional, everything is, you don't have control over it, and it's just going with whatever wind is coming, whatever news, whatever something's saying at you, a traffic jam or whatever, and your emotions, your thoughts, everything is just reacting to situations, you're gonna, in these times in 2026, as things that intensify more and more and more, you're gonna feel more and more chaos. You're gonna feel more and more lost, more and more stressed. So, in order to be a lighthouse, you have to find peace from within. You have to find your light. One of the easiest ways that you can find peace is to, when you find yourself like in those crazy bits, is to focus on your breath. That's been said a lot too, but like right now, if you could just focus on your breath and deepen your breath for a few seconds as you're listening to me talk. What that does is when you focus on your breath, your focus is away from your thoughts. And your focus is on your breath. It's a more rhythmic, calming sensation. And you can even say something like, I am here now. You just say that in your mind. I'm here now. I am here now. What that does is it drops you in the present moment. So just taking those few breaths and dropping into where you are now, that can calm you down. It's also another technique is when you're breathing, if you can feel also your heart at the same time so that you can go into coherence, and just for a few seconds, think of something that you love. Think of something that brings up anything good, feeling good. Or you can tell yourself the word kind, tell yourself the word love, just to get just those moments. It can just be a few seconds, okay? I'm going to call that a reset, sort of like a baseline where you want to start. And I would do that a few times a day. So you're in the car and you're like all stressed and going crazy because of traffic. Breath, you can say, I am here now, or you can say the word love, you can say the word peace over and over. Deepen your breath. So that'll bring you in the present moment. The other thing is you can bring your awareness to when you're really stressful, what's in your mind? What are the thoughts that you're thinking of? So just take inventory of the things that are in your mind. And you're going to notice also, what are you watching? What are you surrounding yourself with? Those things will add or take away from your inner peace. You can't watch things that all the time. You can stay informed, but in these times, you sort of have to more take in the headlines than over and over. How the news delivers things always has like a, can you believe this? Oh my goodness. And who's in charge of this? And who's gonna, and it's like a panic, fear, like they elevate those emotions. So it's very difficult to watch long programming like that. So start watching things that cause you to become peaceful. So if you're listening to this, find other people also that have a calm message, calm presence, so that you can stay calm. Another thing that is, I find crucial, I do it every day, you judge for yourself if this is going to help you, is to go into nature. Nature has a very peaceful frequency to it. It is in the present moment. It is a frequency of unity. It's a frequency of love. It's a frequency of we're all one. If you can get into any nature, I'm lucky enough, I'm in the city, but there's like a tiny mini forest next to me. So anywhere there's more than one tree is a really good place to go. You just go in there, you take just a few deep breaths. You can even just stare at a tree and just listen. You'll hear birds or you'll hear sounds of nature. So that'll calm you as well. So I would suggest doing that every day, putting your face in the sun, and even go out in the days that there's no sun. So that'll help a lot. Watch the foods that you eat. When we're stressed, a lot of people will reach for foods that match the emotion and what you're feeling. And often, if you look, those foods and drinks that you're grabbing will match the state that you're in. And if you're not conscious of it, you won't be able to catch it. So catch what you're gravitating to when you're stressed. You're not going to be eating well, usually. You're getting that fatty food, processed food, not great drinks. So that'll also really help you as you start to take breaths here and there and feeling a little bit more calm. Conscious of what you're drinking, just water. When you're drinking water is really helpful. You can bless the water, thank the water. Water has a consciousness. I know that sounds really woo-woo, but it's true. So if you bless the water, or at least pay attention when you're eating, take a breath, thank your food, thank your water. That'll also create more peaceful moments. A huge one is to put your phone down. So in a time of chaos, when your brain is really busy, you're going to grab your phone more and more and more and more. The phone busyness and scrolling matches the vibration of craziness. Oh my gosh, my life is blowing up. This relationship's not good. My boss is being a tool. My coworker did that. I turn on the news. It's so crazy. You're going to have the news, your phone, something else. It is matching the busyness. Okay. So that phone, as much as you're thinking, cat videos are making me laugh and they're taking my mind off of it. Remember that that phone is not things you're consciously wanting to see and pay attention to. These are things that are dropping in that are out of your control, that they're just feeding you, okay? It's not helping you. Putting the phone away, lock it up for an hour, do whatever works for you, put it where you can't see it, turn notifications off. If you're super addicted, for now, put a half-hour timer, put an hour timer, put it away. If you have to take the phone with you when you go to nature for safety, that's fine. Turn all notifications off so it's not buzzing in your pocket, okay? My forest is right next to me. I'm in a safe neighborhood. I don't take the phone with me so that there's no distractions. So more and more, put the phone away. Watch what podcasts that you're watching and just be conscious of what are you feeding your attention, okay? Because whatever you put your focus on is where your energy is going. So if you want inner peace and you're causing it from within, be careful of what you're letting in too, because everything feeds on itself. And one of the best things that you can do for inner peace is a meditation. And for one of the first times I've never done this, I'm going to release this video at the exact same time I'm posting a meditation for inner peace. So I would strongly suggest that you do that. I'm going to keep it as short as possible so that you can do this often. Do it every day. It's free. I'm not even collecting an email. There's no catch. It's at the end of this video, and it's also going to be in the link. So it's a meditation for inner peace. I would strongly suggest you do that daily as well. And I'm going to grab my whiteboard just one more time just to illustrate why inner peace is so important. Okay, so this is water and this is waves, okay? So this is kind of the layer where we're in right now. Everything is really wavy, and let's say you were a boat on that. If you were to stay on the surface, you're going to get carried away and it's going to be scary, lots of wind, lots of waves. What you want to do is go deep in the water. The more you go deeper into the water, if you've ever been in where there's like open water and then you dive down, what happens is you don't hear almost any sounds. It's very calm, and you can even picture like clear water that's just beautiful. The sun rays are coming through and it's just a really calm place in the water, and it's very still. Okay, so that's why this inner peace meditation is really important, because I'm going to take you here. And there's a lot of words that I can say, but right now you're analyzing this with your brain. So it's very hard to calm down and get the essence of peace unless you experience it. So that's what meditation will do. You don't have to do my meditation, but what meditation does is go beyond the chaos of the mind and the busyness, and it drops you down to the heart center and down to who you are, where peace is natural. So peace is natural to us. Just in these times, you're bouncing out of the peace and you're going into chaos. And speaking of peace, often in these times of things, we're going to talk about how to feel peace, which I talked briefly on. I would highly suggest you do the meditation. And then in these times of chaos, there's also, it's like a chaos inside and a helplessness of like, what do I do? The world seems to just like be falling apart, and like what's going on. And I feel really bad for those people everywhere that are suffering, and there's nothing that I can do. So there's like a helplessness that goes with the chaos that causes just like this heartbreak and that feeling that you're feeling. So I'm going to also go into in this video, how to help is how to send love, how to send energy to those people. That'll be really helpful because I've talked about this in previous videos. I'm going to touch on it very briefly, but we'll start off by saying you can't help the chaos in the world by being fearful and chaotic yourself. Because I know you're going to say is like, Jose, give me a break. Like, I'm going to do this over here, and that's going to help the people being bombed over there, and the people being starved over there, and the people being, incarcerated over here. And I know it sounds woo-woo, but the answer is yes, it helps because we're all connected. And when one of us is being kind and loving and coherent, what it does is, and I use my handy dandy board again. Okay. So before I explain ways on how to do this is what happens. So if this is the world, I'm going to draw it like really, really bad. Okay. Europe and Africa here. Okay. So all of us individually, like you're like, yeah, I'm just like this speck on the world. What the heck am I doing? Like that's going to help people over here, in some crisis and stuff. It's like, well, you're contributing one light, and then another person is a light, another person is a light. Everybody's being a lighthouse. And what that does is they connect and it builds a grid. Okay, so thousands of people, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people are like on group meditations. You don't even have to be in a group meditation, but like sending light and being a light. And then what that does is it makes a grid around the planet, and it will help in the grand scheme of things. It does. Over time, it changes the consciousness of the planet. I know I've gone into a lot of details about this in other videos on what consciousness is, who we really are. We're all connected. We're all energetic beings. And trust me when I say that when you are a light plugging into a light grid, it changes the consciousness of the planet. And over time, absolutely, it changes greater things that you think are out of your control. So having said that, in your world here, think of how you're contributing to just energy or frequency or life on the planet in your little world. What are you adding to this grid? Seriously, okay? What are you adding to the grid? Are you adding anger, fear, frustration? Are you yelling at people? Are you cutting people off in traffic? How are you treating people? What are you saying to people? What are you contributing to make the world a better place? In your every day-to-day actions, I'm talking about the smallest actions. I'm talking about smiling at people, how are you treating people in the grocery store? When I go to the grocery store, I don't necessarily look to help people, but I'm very aware of people in the store and I'm always helping all the time. Like in the last time I went to the grocery store, somebody was struggling to get a cart out. So I helped an elderly woman get her cart. I'm in the produce section, and then there's the man that can't find the produce bags. So I just say, oh, here you go, sir. Here's a produce bag. In the lineup, if there's somebody that has one item, I let them go ahead of me. Parking lots, you're both waiting for a spot, let them have it. Somebody cuts you off in traffic, okay, no problem. Like they're probably busy, stressed for some reason. I smile at everybody on the sidewalk. I say hi. Like my life isn't a huge life. I don't go out of my neighborhood that much. I'm working from home. It's not like, oh, wow, you're working for the UN and you're helping the world. It's just every micro action. I'm respectful to my children. I watch the tone on how I speak to my children. I make them good home-cooked foods. I check in with them. I give them hugs and kisses. I check myself to make sure I'm good before I interact with my fiance, because my energy is affecting them. And then they take that and then they bring that in their lives. So what you're doing on a micro level in your life is really important right now. It's more important now than ever. And here's another visualization or a way to think about this. So I've talked about this before. I've actually named a video, You Can't Fight Darkness with a Sword. So right now in your world or the planet itself, so in war zones and things like that. So you're talking about a dark room. And you want to fight a dark room by, I don't know, shooting it, using a sword, cutting it, bringing weapons, bombing it, bomb the dark room, like just fight the darkness. But we will never get anywhere by fighting the darkness. The only way to light up that room is to turn the light on, the light switch. Once you turn the light switch on, what are you fighting, right? We've got the light. There's nothing to fight. So when I'm talking about the light grid and all of us being a lighthouse in our own lives, that's what it's going to take. Like, I don't know if you can see, but it's pretty obvious that governments aren't going to cause the peace in the world. If anything, they're instigating wars. So no government's coming to save us and give us unity and peace. The UN is not coming to give us unity and peace. So we have to choose the world that we want to live in. We must create the new earth that we want, that has the freedom, unity, peace, knowing that everybody wants the same things, that we are united. So if you can't rely on an agency and somebody outside of us, you are the one that we are waiting for. Us individually are the ones that are going to make a difference. We are the ones that are going to save each other. We are the superheroes we've been waiting for in the story the entire time. You've just been told that you have no power, and you watch the news and you think there's nothing you can do about it, but there is something that you can do about it. And you are very powerful. Another meditation that I've already done, it's already posted several weeks ago, if not months ago. It's a global harmony meditation. That one is really, really powerful. It goes into your heart center and then you send the light. So these two concepts that I want to talk about, I'm just giving you words to just form ideas in your mind. So we talked about how to get peace from inside. When everything is chaotic outside of you, you have to go within. And the other thing is that helplessness feeling that you're feeling when stuff is chaotic. If you channel that into that light, it's the same light of the peace, it's the same side of the love that you send out, that's really going to help you. And there's a meditation for global harmony that I'm going to put down in the links below. So, in this time, the peace that you want is within. Look for the peace within. Look for the love within. That's actually who you are. You were born that way. You were just taught out of it. Now is the time to remember who we really are, planet-wide. If we all do that, all ignite our lights and ignite that grid, we're going to change this world. I hope this explanation was helpful to you. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Jose Lindsay, and this is Heartful. Namaste.